Hey YouTube, this is a quick video to talk about my thoughts and feelings about this McIntosh MHA150 headphone amp. I guess it's marketed as a headphone amp, but it also is a speaker amp. So I'm going to make some comments in this video that are probably going to sound critical of this device. I do want to be honest and transparent about my experience with it, but I also don't want to deter anybody from purchasing this if this is something that you're interested in. There's really just one critical flaw that makes this not work for me, and that flaw, or that issue I should say, is that it seems as though no matter what DAC I run into this device, it gets reprocessed by the DAC that's contained within here. So, for example, over here I have a Cord Cutest. This one's sitting here on the top. I have a PS Audio Direct Stream DAC that's sitting here under my desk. And, those DACs are well regarded and pretty expensive, but when I run them into this device, they get reprocessed and just end up sounding like the DAC that's contained within here. So completely defeats the purpose of having a DAC that I really enjoy. With that said, if you're not somebody who's overly critical about your DACs and particular about a DAC that you have become fond of, the DAC that's in here is quite good. It just isn't to my liking, to my taste. I think it contains a Saber DAC. It's hard to find details about what DAC chip is in here, but there's some reports of people in the forums going out and making contact with McIntosh, and customer service there at least reportedly said that there's a Saber DAC in here. I think it was the same one that's used in some of the MyTech devices, which are well regarded. For me, what I've learned through this experience is that I will shy away in the future from devices that use digital volume controls, and what I've learned is I like high quality analog preamps. That's really what I've learned through using this, as well as with the Sony device, which I believe uses a digital volume control. A very good one, albeit, but I don't know, there's just something about digital volume control where it sounds digitized to my ear. And McIntosh, I can tell, has gone to great lengths to make this sound like a very enjoyable, I would call it maybe not quite warm, but smooth. It has a smooth sound signature to it. It's never really fatiguing per se, but there's just this sort of digitalness to everything that I run through it. Here's what I'll say. Everything that I run through this device sounds clean, and everything sounds very similar, whether I'm listening to classic rock, rap, jazz, classical, whatever. Running it through this device, the music has this similar presentation to it, I guess is what I would say. And it seems as though McIntosh has gone to great efforts to make this device make everything that runs through it sound good. So that's an admirable thing. I can understand why people would appreciate that. But for me, it removes some of the magic from some of the music that I like to listen to. So again, for me, I think in the future I will avoid devices that use digital volume controls, and also devices that would negate the high-end DACs that I've grown to like and appreciate. In terms of features and functionality, this thing is really cool. I'll just try to run through that real quick. There's a lot of inputs. There's USB, there's unbalanced, just RCA, there's balanced, optical, coax, and MCT, which I think is a proprietary to McIntosh devices. If you wanted to use like a McIntosh transport, I think it would connect through that. It has this feature called MHA, which is, it's like a DSP, but I think you just turn it on and off by pushing that button. It's enjoyable every once in a while. The biggest thing that I like about this is the bass boost. It is a lot of fun to play around with this bass boost. It's done well. It's bass boost done well. I would say the headphones where I enjoyed using that the most would be the 4XXs, HE4XXs by Hi-Fi-Man, the Fostex TH610. Actually, all of them. All of them I had a lot of fun playing with the bass boost. And another thing I'll say is this is the first headphone amp that was very consistent in delivering good performance regardless of what headphone I connected to this this input here. And I would guess that has something to do with McIntosh markets these Autoformers. They call them Autoformers that somehow influence the headphone jack. And no matter what headphones I plugged in, you make some minor adjustments here to do matching with the impedance of the headphones, and it's very, very consistent. But again, that goes back to what I said about this device makes everything sound very similar, which just, again, removes a little bit of the magic for me. I shared in my Ragnarok video, I did kind of a little on-the-fly rating scale, and so maybe I'll do that again here. And so for the 4XXs paired with this, I would say it's about a 7, so really good. The TH610s, I'd say, is about a 7. The Arias, I'd give about an 8, and the Meze Empyreans, I'd give about an 8. So it's very consistent, and it's very good. But again, I mentioned this also in a prior video, the Empyreans paired up with this Sony amplifier with using the XLR output, sometimes I'd give that a 9. And also my Jotunheim, if it's connected to my direct stream and then running into my Arias, I'd give that a 9 every once in a while, maybe even a 10. Really, really enjoyable. And so I think what I'm going to end up doing is just sticking with separates. I may go back to a Ragnarok. I also mentioned in a video that I had ordered from audio from their B-Stock supply. They had this Ragnarok 1 that was listed, which I did place an order for, but then they ended up canceling the order. They said that they had a system issue and don't have any more in stock. So I may go back to a Ragnarok 2. I'm still undecided, but when I do make that call, I'll maybe provide a video update. So I think that was it. That was mostly what I wanted to share. Again, this MHA150 is a really, really cool device. The build is amazing. And I just like the aesthetic of it. It is, I wish that just for looks alone, it's a beautiful device to look at. It's kind of like a work of art, at least to my eye. But its main job is bringing me enjoyment with my music. And unfortunately, the issue with the reprocessing of my DACs is stealing some of that enjoyment. So it's got to go. Sorry to say that, but it's got to go. I hope that helps somebody. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks. Bye.